This is the Universal Wrestling Podcast. Inside the ring, outside the ring, it's all here.
We're talking about the greatest sport of all, professional wrestling. Come on!
And now, here's Nick and Keith.
Yes, sir. WWE SummerSlam continues its storied legacy as a cornerstone WWE event. Keith, Cleveland Browns Stadium in hint, hint, wink, wink, Cleveland hosts the promotion's third longest running pay-per-view on Saturday, and the card is looking as good as it's going to get, as Larry David would say. It's looking pretty good. Keith, two matches have been known for a long time: the World Heavyweight Championship and WWE Women's Championship matches. Gunther and Nia Jax won King and Queen of the Ring tournament to earn the title shot for their brand's championships at SummerSlam. Of course, we got the CM Punks, the Baileys, the Damian Priests, the Drew McIntyres. Hey, rock and roll, baby. It is in Cleveland. Keith, let's get to it. But before we predict, Keith, give me it, man. Your overall thoughts and what you are looking forward to. Let's hear it, brother.
Oh, I'm very much looking forward to this one. It's kind of wild. Like, I didn't really think about it too much until I was like getting, stuff together for the predictions here. Like, it's wild. This is going to more or less be like Night of Champions, but just like SummerSlam.
Oh, yeah.
Like, it's like almost every belt is on the line besides the tag straps and the women's tag straps. But like, we were talking about it kind of earlier. I feel like they're going to add a pre-show match of some kind. Like, they have to, because there's been like reports coming out that the pre-show for this thing started at like 4 p.m, because they're trying to, I guess, collisions like on early for some reason, probably the Olympics or who knows what. So they're like, they started the pre-show, or they want to start the pre-show earlier to try to mess with their ratings, which is kind of petty. Yeah. So I don't know. Like, I feel like they got to add a match, because if they're starting at 4, that's like what, 4 hours of pre-show or whatever more than they normally do. Like, you got to give me a match. I'm not taking 4 hours of Pete Rosenberg talking about, well, you see Cody. Like, nah, like, give me a match in there. So it's already a bigger card than we're used to. I think we're going to get some in the pre-show too, or at least one, hopefully. Yeah. But overall, I'm stoked. This is going to be a good show.
Yeah, I'm stoked too, just because it's SummerSlam, just like the Survivor Series, just like Money in the Bank, but it's outside. Miz is going to host again. That's what Miz does best. It seems like it's going to be a good time. And again, there's a lot at stake. I mean, Nia Jax, as much as it's fun to hate on her, it might be her time. Vice versa, Gunther, I think we all know it is his time. Damian Priest, a hell of a transitional champion. He did his best, maybe more botches than he wanted, took over his run, more moments about, the botching and all that, but he still has a lot to go. We got Logan Paul, we got Bron Breakker, we got Bayley. We got a good list here, brother. Let's get to it. Are you ready to predict?
We sure do. Oh yeah, you know it. Been ready.
Let's do it, baby.
It's prediction time.
Yes, sir. Hey, and we're in the right place. That doesn't happen often. So let's get to it, Keith. For the United States Championship, it is Maverick, the champion, Logan Paul. And, he's going one-on-one with Keith. Let's hear it. L.A. Knight.
Yeah.
Yes, and this has just been brewing for a long time. You know how we like to say long-term booking. Well, this is long-term storytelling at its finest. And man, oh man, there's so much that can go right and there's so much that can go wrong. But at the end of the day, for me, in my opinion, I don't think it really matters who wins. I mean, I know who I want to win. I know who I think should win. But I don't know. I think the event itself is so big that it's just going to be a hell of a ride, and there's going to be a lot of title changes in my opinion, but I'll let you go first. Let's hear, brother. Who do you got?
Yeah, I mean, like you kind of said, I feel like, I've been saying this for a while. I've been saying, and it really has been Knight's time for a while now. So I'm going to go with LA Knight. I mean, I'm a little bit worried that they're not going to have Logan drop it in his, his hometown because he's whatever, Puerto Rico by way of Cleveland or whatever. Or no, maybe that's what they do with the Miz. Miz is from like LA by way of Cleveland, whatever. He's from friggin' Cleveland, whatever. Like that's where Logan's from. They're all going to be stoked for him. So I don't know if they're going to have him drop it. I don't know how confident I am in that, but it's the right thing to do. It's been LA Knight's time for a long time. This should have happened at WrestleMania, to be quite honest here, but whatever. It should go tonight. And, Logan's run is it's run its course for me. It was a thing for a while. And I'm done with it. He still can stay. I'm not done with him. He's fine. He can still be around and stuff, but we're in August now. Drop that title. Go away and hang out with Jake and stuff and do whatever you're going to do. And then we'll see as a surprise entrant at the Rumble. And that'll be great.
Yeah. For me, I think, like I said, the grandeur, the glory, what is SummerSlam and what is WrestleMania. It's so big that there's going to be tons of views on the product. It doesn't matter if Collision's the same night or the Olympics and Simone Biles is about to win her 9th gold medal. It doesn't matter. Wrestling fans will be glued to the TV Saturday night. So in my opinion, I think that LA Knight will still win just because it's his time. It's his turn. Right. It's the opportunity of a lifetime, and he's getting pretty old. But I must say, I will miss if LA Knight, or Logan Paul is going to go on a little, vacation. Mm-hmm. Man, past 2 or 3 weeks back and forth, him and LA Knight, some of the best promo work I've seen. And I'm saying that about a rookie who's cocky, who's just not in the beginning. We didn't know if he was going to be a wrestler or he wanted to be a wrestler. We knew he had the chops, and he shows it, man. I mean, it's just so entertaining because he says what we want to hear. It's kind of like back in the day with, the Attitude Era. You say things that are personal, and he was just going off on, LA Knight. I think it was last Raw or SmackDown. I'm going to miss that, but I think it's I think it's time. And again, this is wrestling at its finest. We all know where Logan Paul and Jake Paul grew up. It's Cleveland. He's in his hometown. We know that. And it just would be so amazing to see that. And I think he kind of wants that. I think he wants to lose in his hometown because he is that type of heel in life, in reality, and as a character. I don't want him to go on a vacation. I want to see more Logan Paul. And I think that's the issue. I think that's why we're all thinking, yes, LA Knight has it and it's his time, and it's going to be, not so much longer for him and his chances to win a title in the WWE. But seeing him go, I mean, he's not leaving forever, but I don't know. I feel like that's like a chink on the fence here where it's holding up, not holding up, but it's helping SmackDown. And when he does appear, it's just, it's A+ TV.
And I feel you on that. I mean, I think the only counter to that is kind of like if you have him lose here, maybe he shows up the next 1 or 2, and then you kind of have him sporadic, because then it kind of those fans that he's bringing in that they're trying to keep and whatever, it's kind of you never know when he's going to show up. If you have him lose here, you have him go away for a little bit, then it's kind of now you get those people tuning in to just be well, when's he coming back? When am I going to see him again? When am I going to see him cut that promo again or whatever?
Yeah.
Maybe it is Rumble, or maybe it's a Survivor Series or whatever.
Yeah. Yep.
It'll probably be the next, what is it? Is it Crown Jewel next Saudi show? I think in November.
Yeah, I have no clue. Most likely. Keith, let's get to the next match. It's for the Intercontinental Championship. It is Sami Zayn going one-on-one with Bron Breakker. Keith, back to back to back to back to back. I mean, let's just do a good Chris Berman. Back. Every single PLE so far, I've picked Sammy's opponent to win, Gable and Bron Breakker, and I just cannot do it again. And it's not just because of that reason. It's because I think they have something going here. Very silent, very quiet, not really ruffling people's feathers. They just know that Sami Zayn is the Intercontinental Champion and he's ready to fight. That's all it seems like. It doesn't seem like he's fighting for something. It doesn't seem like, hey, I beat Gunther and I am, the next man up. It just seems like he's here and he's going to stay. Braun Breaker, as much as I love him and as much as I think he's the next, maybe not Brock Lesnar, but the next baddest thing, I could say, closest to a character of Brock Lesnar. I just don't know if it's inexperience or if they see something or they really do have something with Sami that we're not seeing. Maybe they're building to when Roman comes back. So it's what you've said for a couple weeks now, War Games, and maybe Sami's thrown into the mix and they may need a champion to be part of that. I don't know, but I'm not picking against Sami again. So I got Sami retaining here against Braun Breaker. Let's hear it, brother. What do you got?
Right on, man. I'm a glutton for punishment. So we both said it should have been him at Money in the Bank, but apparently they were saying there was like some report that came out that they wanted a bigger stage for Braun or whatever it is. With all of the love in the world of Sami Zayn, everybody knows that. But it's got to be Braun here. It has to be. And I think part of it is, again, all the love in the world to Sami Zayn. I'm not putting him down in any way, shape, or form. The guy is incredible in the ring. Go watch any other video on this channel, and I can almost guarantee in any video that's on here, there's some part of me talking about how much I love Sami Zayn. And that guy El Generico that used to wrestle a lot like him too. So he's the best. I love him. But I feel like after the first little bit after Mania, like the first, like in the initial kind of like come down after Mania when he beat Gunther, it just started to kind of settle into like that Hangman thing where it was just like, dude, Sami chasing a title as a babyface is amazing. Sami holding a title, it's awesome because he has it and you love seeing that accolade for him, but it's like, what are we doing though? And like the lead up to the first match with Breaker, I thought it was Breaker's. So like, I don't know. I think it's got to be Braun here. I'll even go so far as to say I feel like it should be like he should do it like in a pretty like dominant fashion and then hold the IC belt for like a lengthy reign. Not I don't want them to break Gunther's record already because that might get kind of boring, but I mean, if he if he does win it, I think he holds it to like at least Mania, build up Dragunov, build up whoever else is going to be coming up and stuff, like build up those people that he's like, that he does do well with. Cause him and Dragunov in the ring are great. They had some amazing matches in NXT for the NXT title. So like build Dragunov up more, bring Sheamus into the mix, like, get it all going there to just have someone for him to drop it to at Mania. That'd be huge. Have him drop it to Sheamus at Mania. Have Sheamus have another big Mania moment to cap off an already amazing career, when the last title he needs to have literally all of them. Send him on his way. Beautiful.
Yeah.
But for me, Braun, I'll hold it for a while too.
Yeah. For me, and we'll get to the next match after this, but it really depends on the match card lineup, like who's the order of the match card, just because it's so tough to have your big 1 and 2 titles on the line and the big 1-2 ICUS. We all think it's going to happen. And then of course with the World Heavyweight Championship, I mean, if you're not a wrestling fan, then you don't know it's Gunther's time, but we're going to get there. It's just going to be difficult. And we're doing it this way because we think this is maybe how it's going to line up, or it's just, I don't know, but it's going to be tough just because it just depends. You can't have LA Knight win and then Breaker win. I mean, you can. It can happen, but it's
you spread it out.
It needs to be first to last, second and third, fourth, or something like that. But hey, I'm not too good with math, but I know the third match here is for the WWE Women's Championship, and that is your champion Bayley going one-on-one with Nia Jax. We brought it up in the beginning. Nia Jax won the Queen of the Ring tournament to get this match, and she has not had a lot of TV time. We do see her share it with Tiffany, and I think that maybe is leading to something. Keith, you brought that up a few times during the past episodes, but it just seems like, again, and I hate saying this, but it just seems like whatever Bayley has been doing as of late, it has just been blah. And I don't know how to change that. I don't know how to fix that. I don't know what you can do to update maybe something. I don't know. The music, that doesn't help. The entrance, that doesn't help. Getting, winning the title doesn't seem like that helped. Leaving Damage Control doesn't seem like that helped. And let's be honest. Again, I joked about it with the IWC, and I even said it in the past that Nia Jax is just, she's just there because that's just someone that can go one-on-one with Bayley and make it believable. But I think she put in the time, she put in the effort, she really did look good at Queen of the Ring in Saudi. This is tough, man. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna go with Nia Jax just because, and you'll bring this up too. But Tiffany, throw her into the mix. We've seen it from time in to time out. Like I said, she's always been on TV with Tiffany. And it just seems like they're cooking something up. They're stewing, they have the, right. And I'll go back to the crock pot. It's there. It's been cooking all day, and maybe something happens at SummerSlam. But it just seems like everything is lined up, man. And again, I want to see Nia win it and see something different. Not because Bayley's stale, and I believe Nia could do better because I thought Nia could do better as Queen of the Ring, but again, she was given what she got and she won it, and it's just like, oh, there's Nia. She won. Okay. No queen, crown, no, nothing at all. So I'm excuse me. Yeah, I'm going with Nia. What do you got?
Yeah, man. So I think Bayley is also suffering a little bit from that same kind of everything I was just talking about with Sami. Bayley's awesome. Fantastic in the ring. I'm not taking anything away from her. Her initial, when she first turned heel, like up to for a good chunk into that and stuff, like she's great there. She's got a lot of it going on, but it was like, I feel like her title reign's been the same thing. Like the chase to her getting to and beating EO was, I should say, so much better than her reign with it since beating her. So I don't know how we fix that. I don't know what we do to fix that, but part of it involves her kind of dropping the title here. This is I'm gonna go all in on this one. It's my biggest and boldest prediction here. But I have said it before on past and recent videos. Click around, check them all out when you're done watching this one here. But Nia wins, celebrates with Tiffy, who then wails on her with the briefcase, beats the crap out of her with it, gets her down, cashes in. And so Nia wins, but Tiffy's walking out your new WWE Women's Champion. Because then we just, like you were saying, they've been kind of like together in the bit of TV time that Nia's had. It's either Tiffy's on TV or Tiffy and Nia are, but you rarely see like Nia all alone. So like you do it that way, and then we just have this ready-made feud between the two of them for the next couple of like pay-per-views or PLEs or whatever you want to call them. With Tiffy retaining them for a while, leading Nia to like move on to bigger and better things that I'll touch on later. But yeah, I mean, Tiffy's young. Tiffy's got time. I know that's like the big argument probably that there is against this is that Tiffy's young. Tiffy's got a lot of time. Give it to Nia. Let her have a reign because she's put in the work and earned it. But
yeah,
to me, I think that's the more interesting thing because then you're not worrying about it being like, okay, you're not worrying about falling into the same situation with a, better than she was, but a heel Nia as the champion. That it's just kind of like, all right, cool. Well, now what do we do? Like, yeah, she's the champion, so anyone can come at her, but like, what is it there? Do we run back her and Bayley again at the next one? Maybe. Do we put her in against who else? You know what I mean? Like there's not a, so that's what I think it is. I think we go Tiffy. Yeah. Tiffy cashes in, Tiffy leaves champion, but Nia wins this match in particular.
And for me too, if, Nia does win, what is that going to do for the title? I mean, it's just going to go right back into blah, as much as Nia won it and earned it. She hasn't been on TV much. When she is on TV, it is with Tiffany. So to have Bayley lose to Nia,
right,
and just end it there would not make any sense. And it just, vice versa, having Bayley win or Nia win, and just that's the match. It just, I don't know, just it something.
I mean, like it's Bayley retaining. It's like, what do we do then? Unless they're gonna do. unless that's the answer, is like different than this, is that Bayley somehow retains here and then Tiffy cashes in. So then it's like Tiffy has the championship with Nia as her friend, but then like we're turning Nia. But like, I don't really know that I want face Nia.
Yeah.
You know, even, I mean, I know like there was problems with like people having issues with her wrestling and stuff, but even her in-ring work aside, like face Nia to me is, it's you know, it's not as good. It's not as good as heel Nia.
All right, so we're both going Nia.
Nia winning. Nia. I'm going with Nia, but Tiffy cashes in.
Nice.
I'm putting it all in on that.
LA Knight's winning. Sammy's winning. Bayley.
Yeah, we got a lot of changes. I'm 3 for 3 on title changes. Yeah.
Keith, let's make it 4. Here we go.
Yeah.
Your champion, Damian Priest, the world heavyweight champion, will go one-on-one with Gunther. Gunther again defeated Randy Orton in the King of the Ring tournament to earn his spot, or to earn his world title shot at SummerSlam. And man, oh man, I don't know if it's how they're presenting Gunther, or it's just Gunther it's himself, or it's a little bit of both, which probably is, but everything he's doing is just what you do as this type of character. He's not coming to the ring with fancy fireworks and clapping hands and kissing babies and shaking hands and signing, posters. He's in an empty arena, and it means something. He comes out there, he disses Priest. It means something, It's just something special. This is, well, if it's just Gunther, if it's the writers, if it's Triple H, they understand this type of character. And this is the type of character that doesn't do a lot, like shit talking. He just, he makes statements. He says, this is what I'm going to do.
Yeah, exactly.
I will defeat you. It's not, if I ever get the chance, I will do it. It's just like, I don't know. It's just, I've never seen this type of character. And I guess we've never seen someone like Gunther before. Yeah. So I'm excited, but I said it in the beginning and I'm going to say it again. It's Gunther to win. There's no doubt in my mind. Again, Priest, he did what he could do with that title. Again, I'll say it. Most of his moments seem to be botches that we can remember, which is, sad, but also Jericho. I hate quoting Jericho, but he said it and I believe it. Botches happen. Mistakes happen. Yeah. It's not his fault. He didn't know.
It ain't ballet, pal.
Yeah. He didn't know that the Jimmy from backstage wasn't going to press the button in time for Punk's music to go off. Like was it Punk? It was Drew. It was Punk. Yeah. That was a screw up. It is what it is, but it's Gunther's time. I mean, if this is not how you present a champion before winning it, a contender, then I don't know what the hell they're doing, but he's winning easily. What do you got here? Let's talk about this. This is fun.
Yeah, no, for sure. No, you nailed it too with like Gunther, is that it's like he's so different to like the heels that we've like gotten so used to seeing. Like he does still like shit talk, but it's not it's not like it's not like an MJF shit talk kind of thing or whatever. Like the best example, like as soon as you said it, like what popped in my head was when he won King of the Ring, and they were all chanting, "You deserve it, you deserve it." And the first thing he said, I don't remember his exact quote, I wish I could, but the first thing he said was just like, "Whether or not you think I deserve this means very little to me." Like, it's not him crapping on anyone. It's just being like, great, thanks. I don't care if you think that I deserve it. I know that I do, and that's all that really matters. Like, I'm the one that matters in all of this.
Exactly.
And it's not an 80s heel promo of like, listen, man, you think you're so this or rah, 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 rah. Like, he's just very calculated of just like, this is my ring, this is what I do. You're someone they picked. I'm what's meant to be, almost. Like he's so good.
Yeah.
And
go ahead.
No, go ahead.
And it shows too, like, yes, he's from a different country, and yes, he has a foreign accent. And sometimes that stops the wrestler. And it seems like every now and then it's hard for him to maybe formulate like I do every day. I attempt to talk, but I can't. But he tries to put words together, but that still doesn't stop him. I mean, it's just, again, it's part of the character. He's very calm. He talks like a villain. He acts like a villain. When it's time, I don't want to use the Viper, but when it's time, he snaps. He goes in for the kill. And it's just, I mean, it's absolutely perfect. And I don't say that often with wrestling, but whoever, again, if it's Gunther, which it probably is, but it's probably also, how Triple H presents it and how the writers present it to him, that he can take it and make it his, and everything about it, from the walk, from the presence, from the Titantron, from his entrance, from the moves he does. It's just, it's accurate at its finest. And again, it's going to be a hell of a run with this title, and it might be something that we'll never see again. But before we get on to the next match, I just want to talk about Priest. What happens? What's next?
Well,
Good run, kid.
So I mean, just to lock it all in case everyone wasn't picking it up here, like, this is absolutely Gunther's title to win. I feel like Priest's run, to me, it's been fine. Nothing's been amazing, but nothing has been like super awful. Like, there's the botch pieces or whatever. Really, just that pinfall one was like the worst one. Tripping on the ropes, it happens to everybody. It happened to Jade like 2 matches before it happened to him. Like, it's whatever. And maybe that's not the best example, but like, shit happens. It's whatever. Like, it's been fine. Nothing's been amazing. Nothing's been awful either. But Gunther is Gunther, and Gunther has been world title material since he was Walter, quite frankly. And I think from here, like, I think this actually feeds into, like, there's already this story kind of forming of like dissent within the Judgment Day. So like, I feel like you have Priest lose the title here, and like that ends up being like the full on like kind of catalyst for like the breakdown of it all. And like, leads us into what we're going to end up probably getting is the feud between Priest and Balor. Like, I think we're going to end up getting something, and I'll touch on more of this a little bit, maybe on our next one here, but like, we're going to end up getting like Priest loses, Balor's pissed about it, and basically is like, dude, get out of here. Like, kind of throws him out. So the Judgment Day doesn't break up, but now rather than being the Judgment Day as it is now, Judgment Day becomes Balor and JD and Carlito for whatever reason. And you know what I mean? Like, you have like this kind of faction break off, which I think could work there. The only thing that's worrisome is like Priest on his own as a baby face really at that point. Cause like, if they kick him out of there, he's probably going to go face. Like, that's a little worrisome, but
it's going to be tough because it happens to a lot of people after the title reign. It's like, what do they have to prove anymore? Right. They won the biggest title in the biggest company, and then you just do what? Yes, the Judgment Day has a lot of good storylines going on, but it's mainly Rhea, Dom, and Liv Morgan. Insert Finn every now and then, but it's nothing really. I don't know what you can do. Unfortunately, all he really can do is just go down from this.
Exactly.
Take a step down. Maybe that's what he needs. Maybe he does need to take a back seat and come back a little stronger, maybe a little bit more in shape. I don't think he needs to be in shape. You know what I mean? Maybe something needs to happen to him. So Gunther's going to win.
Yes.
That's another day, another time with what he's going to do. Let's get to the next match. And this has been really fun to watch, even if you're not a big fan of soap opera and you just love professional wrestling. What they've been able to do with the unintentional injury to Rhea Ripley and this whole storyline with Dom and Liv Morgan. I don't want to say genius, but it's up there just because it just makes so much sense. Really, it does. It makes so much sense. And just to have it from the very beginning where you see Dom coming out, maybe from the hallway or from Liv's locker room, and it's been slow cooking again. Where's that crock pot, baby? And they're just, it might not be your cup of tea because it's just a little too much soap opera with the kissing and the skin showing and the blah, blah, blah. But for us, for pro wrestling fans, I think it's been one of the best storylines this year, if not, Finish the Story is still this year, I guess.
I know what you mean. I got what you mean.
One of the best female storylines. But it's pretty simple here. There's no way Rhea comes back and wins. I think there's too much more to tell with this story. I mean, Dom is still there. He's still kind of sort of waiting. We're kind of sort of waiting to see what's next with him and Rhea. If Rhea's really going to take him back, it does seem like from the last Raw that Liv is still in the mind of Dom, And just to have Rhea win, I don't know what you would do. I mean, yes, they're probably, they can find something to do next in the storyline, take the next step. But to have Liv retain, there's so much more you can do that they would miss out on. So I got Liv for that reason. And just because I'm not a big Liv fan, but I think if that wrestler, if that, superstar, whatever you want to call it, if that person is doing well, you can't stop it. As much as, Nick Dieterding over here from the UW pod doesn't really like Liv, that doesn't matter. She's doing her time and she's kicking ass. Liv wins here, retains. I don't know what's next with Dom. I don't know. I feel like something might happen at this event, but talk to me, Keith. What do you got here?
Well, yeah, I mean, I thought I was going to be going in for the real shocker here, but no, I'm with you. I think Liv's retaining. I feel like everyone and their mother thinks Rhea's winning this. I genuinely thought you were going to predict Rhea, and that's fine that you don't.
Yeah.
But
I just don't know what you do, right? But go ahead, my bad.
Well, no, that's my thing, is that I think in this one in particular, Liv is retaining. We all know that Mommy is taking that title off of her.
Yes.
I don't think it's right away, though. This is literally only the first match of their feud. They never got to do anything beforehand. Liv attacked her to write her off because she had the injury from Mania. So we got places to go on this. This is this is almost like this. It's almost, but not quite the same. It's almost like the women's version of the Punk Drew feud, but there is the title involved. So this is only the first part of their feud. And I think Rhea losing the first one of it and not taking the title right away is what helps kind of tie in and move along the whole Judgment Day dissident storyline I was just talking about. Also, I don't think Liv wins it clean at all. I'm thinking a handful of tights or holding the rope to get the pin down or something like that. But then, we have now it's Priest lost his big match, Rhea's lost her big match, and Balor's just this isn't how we do things, kicks them both out. Dom's torn. Dom doesn't know what to do because now Mommy's out, but the Judgment Day made him what his thing is. And then in that kind of case, Dom's going to eventually stick with the JD because I'm with this all happening that way with the JD storyline. I'm talking about the Judgment Day storyline rather. I'm talking about Rhea getting kicked out and Priest getting kicked out. They're both going to go face by default because they have to. And I don't want Dom going with Rhea and then having to have Dom be face because face Dom sucks. So, there's that whole then thing too of Dom, breaks her heart and stays with Judgment Day. He goes all in. Now he is with Liv full on, which kind of makes Rhea more pissed off. And then when she eventually beats Liv, that's more cathartic with everything. And then we can, with what we predicted earlier, with everything happening with Tiffy and everything, Rhea wins the title from Liv before WrestleMania. And then we maybe get Rhea and Nia for the women's world title at Mania. So there's just so much more to there, fantasy booking within the predictions video, but there's just so much more that comes out of Liv winning than Rhea taking it right away. Yeah.
And again, I feel like the storyline, this match it's not really even about the match. It's more about the moment. Right. What's going to happen at the end of the match when Rhea loses? Will Dom say, "Thank you, my God, I love you," and kiss her right there? La, 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 whatever it is. Or, is it going to be something more heelish? Is he going to say, you screwed me again. I hate you. I'm in this mix. It's just, it's about the moment. I mean, there's got to be something. I mean, and what you said too is perfect, as in Rhea loses. Well, you're out of Judgment Day and you lose your boy toy. I don't know exactly what he is now.
You're Dom.
We ever knew if they were a couple or not, but the relationship when Liv wins, that moment, that's what I'm here for. That's why I pay the $5.99 for Peacock. Let's get to the next match, and this is exactly what half of the critics have said throughout the whole process of Cody Rhodes winning the championship. Great moment at WrestleMania 40, probably the best moment I've seen live. And even for me, this is what I was worried about. Yes, he got his AJ Styles in, and he's got maybe Randy coming up next, but I don't know. It's not stale. because he still gets a pop, and I still enjoy watching a Cody promo, even if he's still crying or talking about the past. But this is just okay. Layup. Cody's going to win. This is going to supposedly continue the storyline with the bloodline, which again we all want to see. But I'm not losing faith because I know Cody's got it. It's just now I think I can see what everybody, aka the critics, were saying about the title reign and what will happen. And I think it's happening, but I'm still entertained. Obviously, Cody's going to win unless Roman Reigns comes back, which I hope he doesn't and helps Solo. But again, that doesn't make any lick of sense. So, Keith, what do you got here? I got Cody.
Yeah, so just full disclosure for everybody, we're putting this one here. This one might actually main event and not the last match here, but who knows? Whatever. Regardless, Cody's leaving Cleveland with that title.
It doesn't matter.
I think I think it's going to come down to there's going to be the traditional bloodline interference that we're all used to, but maybe they get caught or something like that. Because honestly, it has to be Cody that wins it because no offense to Solo at all, because he's good in his own right, but he's so not ready to hold the biggest big title. And it's for as much as it might have been getting a little bit here and there, whatever, maybe not as exciting as it was, it's not time for Cody to drop it so soon. After he had 2 years of building up, finishing the story, it's still a little too soon to drop it. So but at the same time, I don't want Solo taking a clean loss, and then because you can't have him take a clean loss and have Tribal Chief 2.0 looking weak like that. So it's got to be something kind of shenanigans wise there. I know a lot of people are saying that this is when Roman comes back and everything, but I honestly don't think that it is. I feel if they're going to do what I think they're going to do with War Games, then we don't see Roman until Bad Blood, which is on October 5th. I looked that up just for this. We don't see Roman until Bad Blood at the earliest in October. It's just Solo's been kind of throwing barbs at him a little bit in his promos and everything leading up. So I think that's what's leading everyone to think he's coming back now. But I feel it's still just a little bit too soon. Keep us waiting a little bit longer. It's just going to be that much sweeter of a pop when he returns.
Yeah, and why do it? I mean,
exactly. Because I feel it's a thing. If you bring him back now, and that's what distracts him enough to make Cody win, well, then it's you're also kind of taking the win away from, and you're not keeping Cody looking all that strong either. Because it's he won because of Roman's whatever inadvertent or purposeful interference there, on his so. Yeah, it's we can talk about the intricacies of it and the ins and outs and all we want here, but at the end of the day, it's just nothing against Solo. It's just he's not the one that takes it from Cody, and definitely not this soon. So
Cody I'm with you on that. I think again, SummerSlam it's getting to be like a WrestleMania. I mean, not this year, not next year, but maybe the year after. It's going to be 2 nights. This is what happens on events like this. It's just the championship that, we may see 4 title changes. This is just, Cody's here because he's the champion and they need him. And it's nice. And Roman, coming back, they're doing too much right now with the Bloodline 2.0.
Right.
Why would what would he even come back and say? There needs to be something like a War Games, for him to even want to get up. Because right now he's just probably, just thinking character-wise, he's probably watching Solo and he's laughing, But again, whatever. What do you got?
I will say, I think if this match does main event, maybe Roman's coming back. If this is the last one on the card, I think maybe Roman will come back. If it's not, definitely not. If this isn't the main event, if this is the main event, last show on the card, there's a probably a really good chance Roman's coming back. If it's not, if it is here where we say that it is, there's no way.
Yeah, I think it could. 95%, I would say it would main event because the next match, the Drew and Seth and Punk, that doesn't need to main event. But I don't know. That's a good one. I still I don't know. I don't know what you do here. I guess you just continue this with the bloodline, and then you insert KO, you insert Randy, insert, they can do something. They can obviously have it going because Keith, they're in the 6th inning, so they still got a lot to go from here. But yeah, Cody's winning, and hey, it'll be a nice win.
Yeah.
Let's get to the main event that we are looking forward to. This is not for a title. It does not need to be for a title. This has been brewing. I've said it for a while. It has been brewing, and it's just been so good, even if there are little things that are just like, what are we doing? How do we do this? It's just every pay-per-view, every PLE, there's either a Punk or Seth or McIntyre storyline mixed into it. If it's the main event, if it's part of Damian Priest, if it's part of, it's just, there's always something, which is nice because, it's slow build. We see it every now and then. And what we saw on Raw was kind of crazy to see, just because Seth is just, I don't know, you would think he would try to be impartial, but it's like, I'm going to screw you. I'm going to screw you. If I want to count to 3, I'll count to 3. If I want to, say, Punk or Drew submitted, that's how it's going to be. If I want to count you out, that's how it's going to be. So that, I don't know what they're trying to do with Seth, but it's kind of like cringe, to be honest. It's like, all right, just let him come here and do what he's got to do and don't interfere with the match. But then again, we are talking about Punk, who is, let's be honest, he gets injured often. Injury prone is probably going to follow his name when he's at the end of his career. Shoulda, woulda, coulda. He had a good run, with Cena and the Nexus and the new Nexus and the core and the old core and the Apple core. He's had a lot of hardcore. He's had a lot of really good, even with AEW, as much as that went, shit really quick.
Yeah.
A lot of good moments there, but you got to throw in Seth, because I just don't know if Punk has any more left, and I know Drew has a lot left, so Drew's obviously going to carry this match. I just hope we see a good match. I don't, botches happen. I know, that's fine. I just don't want to see those types of botches for if it is a main event. But this is tough. I'm going to let you go first. What do you got, brother?
I mean, I was honestly really having a real tough time calling this one. So, I mean, where I'm going with is, like, there is obviously way, way, way more to come in this feud, just even between Punk and Drew and Punk and Seth. Like, there's a lot. So, like, I was kind of stuck there. I'm going to go, what I think makes the most sense, I'm going to go with Drew winning.
Okay.
I think maybe Seth fast counts or something screwy like that gives Punk, basically, like, gives Punk more fuel to keep coming after Drew. Like, I can, you couldn't beat me fair, blah, 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 whatever. Like, like something like that. So then we get the next one because, like you made a good point. Like, Punk's, I feel bad calling him injury prone, which is, I feel bad. It's weird that I feel bad saying anything bad about Punk, because I'm the one that usually talks all the bad about him. But, like, he's getting older. Like, he is getting a little more prone to injuries and all. So, like,
this is a big moment.
Yeah. So I think Punk loses here. Drew wins, fast count, whatever. So that Punk's got fuel for it. We get another, if it's not the next pay-per-view, one after it, whatever. But we get one here. One more, we get another regular match between the two of them where Punk actually wins, so that then we get a rubber match between the two of them in a Hell in a Cell. We go all balls to the wall, Hell in a Cell between the two, because they've done, I feel like they've done enough already to, like, have that stipulation. Like, to me, Hell in a Cell is a stipulation that, like, I'm glad they don't do that pay-per-view anymore, because it's like, rather than just being like, well, we have a pay-per-view name for it, so now you two are going to fight in Hell in a Cell. It's like, well, no, these guys have been absolutely tormenting each other, and more so Drew over Punk more than anything for the most part, but, like, they have been tormenting each other and everything. They have built it to be worthy of being in a Hell in a Cell. It's been something serious that was like, put them in there. Seth, like you said, it's been kind of like, I feel like him being in it is like, it is like a safety net, like you said. Like, it's like they're worried that maybe Punk can't go all the way through this feud. So it's like, well, you have Seth there so that, just in case, in this match, let's roll with it being a fast count. Seth does a fast count for Drew to win. Cool. Punk got hurt in this match again, though, so he's on the shelf for another 6 months, whatever it is. Great. Now you can pivot that to being, instead of it being the storyline of like, oh, well, he fast counted, Drew's all proud that he beat Punk and he's happy with it, but now Punk's mad, so we pivot to keep that one going. You switch it around so that it's now Drew is just like, Drew can feud with Seth and be like, why did you fast count me? You didn't think I could just beat Punk on my own? Why did you have to do it that way? I'm kicking your ass now because he's dead again. So, and we go from there. And it's another one like we kind of talked about with Liv retaining. Like, it's just, to me, it was tough to call, but I think Drew winning it will give us more to go off of. Because like if Punk wins, it's just kind of like, well, Drew looks like an idiot now because he talked all this shit and everything and like instigated Punk more than anything, and then he lost right away.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah,
what do you got? Who do you got?
No, I think that I didn't think about this, but again, Seth came back and it was like, why? Because Priest wanted to cash in on him. It's just like, okay, maybe it's too early. I don't know. And then you throw him into here and it's like, okay, why is that? He doesn't really need to be in this match. But, maybe they just don't know if Punk has it. I mean, this is one of Punk's biggest moments in his career. I know it's late in his career, but this is huge. This has been one of the most, I don't want to say, again, genius. I'm saying that a lot. Masterful. I'm saying that a lot. But this feud has been really, really, really good, as in like everything's making sense. Everything is, happening for a reason. And, when Drew interferes or when Punk comes out at Clash at the Castle, just everything is just making sense. So this is going to be a big moment for Punk. Can he step up? Can his body step up? I should just stop talking. I got to go with Punk here. I just think it makes more sense with Punk winning, because if Drew wins, it's like, oh, told you I could do it. I win. It's over. But in that, as in Punk's winning, there's got to be something that happens with Seth. Seth is not just going to be he can't be conscious the whole entire, match. There's going to be something that happens, some kind of interference. I don't want to say Mike Chioda comes back and he counts a 3, but I feel like maybe there's not a Cody, but I that's where I'm drawing a blank. I don't know what would happen, why someone would come and interfere. Maybe there's someone on Drew's side, like a Sheamus, or maybe, I don't want to say an AJ Lee, but someone that's close to Punk. Maybe they come back and help Punk, and I don't know, because Seth, counting to 3, it's like, okay, this definitely is going to continue, but you have to sprinkle in Seth, maybe for a safety blanket, or B, maybe they really want something with Seth and Drew, or Seth and Punk, a triple threat. I don't know, but it's just like, great match. Can't wait. We've been waiting for like 3 or 4 months now, maybe even longer. Rumble, basically, right? Because we all knew it was going to happen. Punk and Seth, and then they mixed it up. Drew stepped in, and Drew's been masterful with his tweets and his X's. I don't know what you call them. I guess still tweets, and his promos. And he's just been on point, man. And I just love it. Again, this match, I can't wait. I'm not shitting on it. I just don't know what you do next.
Right.
In any situation.
I get that.
But I guess that's wrestling,
Yeah, exactly. No, and you brought up a good point, because I actually didn't really think about it before, and it could. I'm going to stick with Drew so that we have another one we're differentiating on here besides the IC title. But I could totally see them doing like the same, like basically rerunning the finish to Brett versus Undertaker with Shawn as a special guest.
Okay.
Where I'm pretty sure Justin, correct us, but I'm pretty sure that one goes where it's like Brett spits at Shawn. Shawn goes to super kick Brett, but actually hits the Undertaker, and then Brett pins him, and he's got to count the 3, and he does like the 1, 2, like 3, damn it, and like rolls out right away, like pissed off. Yeah. Where maybe it's something like that, like Punk instigates Seth, Seth hits Drew, knocks Drew out, Punk pins, and it's just like, damn it, and then. Because then I could see that being a thing, because then that keeps the heat kind of around on all 3, because then it's still that has you set in the same way, like I was just kind of saying of like, if it's Seth does a fast count for Drew to beat him, it's like, cool. Now, if Punk didn't get hurt, cool. Now we have Punk and Drew can go again because there's still the anger there of Punk being like, you couldn't beat me fair. You had to have this fast count, whatever, or you can pivot that way. You do it like that Drew or that, the Shawn and Brett and Taker one there. It's the same kind of thing where it's like, cool, Punk won. If he's still healthy, fine, we can continue with what happened there because, Drew's pissed off. If Punk's hurt, Drew can feud with Seth. It's just like, why the hell did you kick me? Why did you count? Why did you count for him if you kicked me and you messed it all up for me? And then I think the biggest thing for me that I'm going with Drew over Punk is just because, like, it's just the way that you had said it, just like Drew talked to this shit, he comes back, he wins, oh, it's over. It's just like Punk is more of the person to, like, not lie down to something and be like, like hold the grudge or just like find some way to just be like, nah, this wasn't the way it should have been. Let's do this again the right way. Whereas like Punk winning, to me, Punk is more the one to just be like, I beat you now. I'm done. Leave me alone. And maybe that's just because I'm thinking of him like personality wise more than anything, which is a big thing with that happens with Punk, unfortunately. But like, I don't know. This is going to be it's going to be good. I'm very much looking forward to this to see what they do with it. Either outcome is great. I'm sticking with Drew.
And you know what, too? This will be the last thing. It kind of seems like with what Seth said on Raw, like he's going to enforce the rules he sees fit. Whatever he wants to do, he'll do. It kind of makes him seem more neutral. Like, I don't know if that, I think that's the idea for us to think, hey, which way is this going to go? It could go Punk's way. It could go Drew's way just because Seth is neutral and maybe he, I don't know. It just seems like it is kind of necessary to have someone like Seth too. Maybe like an enforcer. Maybe it didn't have to be a ref, but it just seems like this match is great. But in order to get to the next, part of the storyline, maybe Seth needed to be inserted, and it's not just because Seth wanted to get, come back to work because of, his kids or his wife. He's, stir crazy. Maybe there's something here. It's going to be a hell of a event, Keith, in Cleveland this Saturday. A lot of title changes we're thinking. It's going to be a great time. Keith, shut me up. Give the people what they want. How can they find you?
You already know. I am on X and TikTok at Keith of the Ring, and then Instagram at _ Keith of the Ring.
Yes, sir. And you can find us right here on YouTube. We are all over audio platforms. Spotify, look at it right there. Apple, Amazon, whatever you want, we're there. Same thing with social media, Instagram, Facebook, X, TikTok. What's up, Doc? We're on all platforms. And of course, Keith, we got a fancy website, uwpod.com. Thank you for tuning in. We'll see you next time. Have a hell of a Saturday. Let's go, baby. Peace.
Yeah, baby.
And here it comes.
Thank you for listening to another edition of the Universal Wrestling Podcast.
Like that blood up and say.
Check us out on the web at uwpod.com.
You've got mail.
Or send us an email. info@uwpod.com. Universal Wrestling Podcast.
Nobody does it better.